welcome back to Command West, a Commanders podcast where we tackle the latest Washington football team news and answer the hard-hitting questions like, do we have a defense this season? We'll answer that and a lot more on tonight's episode. I'm your host, Bradley Roach.
I'm Tico Wells.
I'm Eddie P.
I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm Donnie Roach.
And we're going to get right into it. We got a show for you tonight, and we're talking about our Sunday match versus the New York Football Giants. 1-0. The Commanders win 21-6. Let's get into it.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo.
man. Yeah,
hey, man. We're partying. It's Celebration Tuesday, Victory Tuesday. It was
probably Wednesday by the time someone sees this, but shoot, if you see it on Wednesday, we got a game tomorrow. So, you know,
that's true. Yeah.
We're just rolling with this.
How do we feel about this week one victory?
You know, I'm above 50%.
For sure. For sure.
You know,
no,
emotionally, I'm on the positive side.
Yeah.
Wasn't overwhelmed by the performance, but they got it done. And the defense only allowed 6. That's a win. When people look back at the history books, they're not going to remember all of what happened. It's 21-6.
And I feel like there were a lot of strong performances. Overall, I think individual performances on this team, there's a lot to be positive about. There were some dumb mistakes that kept us from scoring a couple of more touchdowns, and that kept the Giants on the field probably longer than they should have on some of their drives. But that's the kind of stuff they can clean up, I think. You know, it's week one. Right?
As Eddie Pessimistelli, I'm always looking at the dark side of things, but the only thing I saw that was that, you know, we were really sloppy for a first game of the season. Okay, you have that moment where, okay, you're dropping passes and penalties were numerous and frequent. Just really killed any chance of progress down the field for us. You know, we couldn't sustain a drive. So I think that was a little scary for me. You know, we were going up against a team that probably wasn't really well prepared either. They thought they were, but they weren't, obviously, because they could have capitalized on a lot of our mistakes very, very easily. There was a lot of moments there where I thought this thing was going to flip, but it didn't. And like Tico said, you know, a win is a win. We got it done.
Yeah.
Positives were phenomenal. There were some great Debo sessions.
Big time Debo. You know what's funny is I'm you know, Eddie Pessimistelli, I love it, or Pessimistrella.
That's easy for you to say.
I'm not even but you know, I think that I'm Bradley Introspectorocho or whatever. You know, I had
work on the nicknames.
Yeah, we do. I had a moment this weekend where I'm thinking about how I was feeling, right? I'm with you, Tico. I was above 50%. But damn, we're 1-0. And I feel like the expectations for this season are different than they were for a long time. Because I'll tell you, gentlemen, 1-0 in the division 3 years ago, we would be freaking having this, raising the roof.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like our expectations for this team are high.
No doubt.
And the expectations of that the team has for itself are high. Eddie, you said a win is a win. Very true. I don't think the players and the coaches feel that way. A win is a win. We have one in the right in the left column. That's all of the narrative for the coaches and the players was, we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot to clean up. This, you know, you see Jaden tapping his chest after that throw to Terry, and after a couple sacks.
Zach
Ertz, when he dropped a pass, he's tapping his chest. He knows that's on him. You know, you got players taking responsibility for a sloppy game, and I love to see that. You got players disappointed in a win. You got players, you know, ready to get back to work because they know they got a lot of work to do. And that's what you want to see from a team that has high expectations this season. And I think as fans, we also feel that, right? We see a game where they scored 6 points. They didn't get a touchdown.
Right.
And we had a 2 touchdown lead on them. And we say, we could have scored more. You know what I mean?
Right,
exactly.
Like,
exactly.
There's levels to this shit, and we're on a different level this season.
Yeah,
we definitely are.
So,
and the game was never really felt like it was in doubt either. I mean, there's at one point where they pulled to within 8, but you never hit the panic button on this game. You kind of always felt like we had it in control. You know,
and that was probably because of the defense. Our defense stepping up when theirs was basically failing. I mean, we were really impactful on defense for the first time. Like in a first game scenario, I was like, we're supposed to be going up against a pretty good offense, Neighbors and all the guys on the team moving the ball down the field during, preseason. But real game wise, we were playing with some fire.
Yeah.
So
and
let's start.
They didn't. Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I was just gonna say they didn't score a touchdown. It's like that's
a good D.
for the defense. The defense can come in the locker room at the end of the game and go, we gave up some penalties. We had a lot of penalties. We had like 12 penalties total in this whole game. But they can come in the locker room and say they did not get in the end zone. And that one time they were down in the red zone around the 5, and they went fourth and short, fourth and goal, and Russell throws it out of the end zone. They walk away with nothing. They walk away with nothing.
And let's not forget, we walked away with nothing right before the half with a really stupid move.
That was one of the
Jaden got
sloppiness.
He got caught in the pocket and he threw it out of the end zone, which was basically
a grounding.
Dan Quinn said today in his presser that was on him. Dan talk about taking responsibility. Dan Quinn said that one's on me, and I agree. That's the coaching staff. That was poor clock management, is poor play calling. They just set us up for failure there. You know, so
enough negative.
So what I think I want to do this today is kind of go back and look at our commandments for the last week and kind of just do like a recap of like that area of where we were. So who wants to start us off? Do you want to Dad, do you want to go?
I'm going to start it. Sure. So last week I said, I really wanted to see this kind of balanced attack because, we've come to depend on Jaden Daniels and his arm and his legs, but the run game, other than Jaden Daniels, wasn't really there last year. It never quite materialized the way we had hoped. And so I wanted to see a run game, and I even set a goal of 150 yards for the team in rushing. Well, we surpassed that. Bill. So there's a couple of names I want to call out. So if you don't know already, we got a rookie who was drafted in the 7th round. And, and I know there's a lot of people that don't kind of pay attention a lot during the offseason. They don't know who got drafted and stuff. So Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt is his name, but don't call him Ja'Cory and don't call him Krosky Merritt. His name is Bill, and he'll forever be known as Bill now. And Bill showed up in a big way. 10 rushes, 82 yards. And a touchdown. He's technically he's the second string, and he's running back 2, right? Behind Eckler. And Eckler had some good runs as well. I mean, there was, again, 220 yards. Now 68 of that was Jaden Daniels. Even if you take that away, there's still 150 yards rushing. So Debo had 19 yards on 1 rush and a touchdown. Across the board, it was good, but Bill showed up and is making a name for himself. And you got to think this is one of the best 7th round picks ever. This kid, everybody is so impressed with him. And they've been talking about it through camp. And now he shows up on day 1 and proves it, and shows the world what everybody's been talking about.
There's a couple things that I want to say about that, because, you got this rookie who, I don't know if anybody out there is, sports betting, but I got a buddy who does sports betting, and he had Austin Eckler going for 50 yards rushing today or Sunday. And I said to him, that one's tough because Bill could win the job by the end of the day. And Bill scores a touchdown, and my friend looks at me and goes, I think Eckler's out for the season or Bill won the starting job for the
start.
And that's exactly how the rest of the game looked. Not even, we've gotten through half a game and Bill looked like the starter after that. So the other thing, though, I think that needs to start to be in the conversation is, and this is year 2, but Adam Peters might be one of the best GMs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if these guys start to really, if these late rounders start to really hit, and who knows what we got, because it looks like in the first 2 rounds we got 2 guys, and actually Jalen Lane looked pretty good too. But in the first 2 rounds we look like we got some studs. But if we're starting to have starters from the 7th round, like that's where GMs start to pull away and be like, whoa, these guys are elite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's unbelievable that he picked up
what was
that a name
Brady?
no one knew,
Wasn't Tom Brady?
Tom Brady
like
was
fifth or sixth.
he was 7th. He was 7th as well. I almost said best 7th round pick since Tom Brady. I mean, Birdie was the 7th rounder as well, but did I just turn on? No, you can hear me, right? Okay.
Anyway,
the one other thing I wanted to say about rushing, or one other name I want to drop, again, not a name you're going to hear the talking heads on ESPN or Fox Sports talk about, but we've talked about him here before because Bradley brought him up last week, and I think he called him the best blocking tight end in the league, John Bates. And if you go back, and you don't see it because you're watching the runner, you go back and watch pretty much all of the long run plays. And who's out in front of that runner? John Bates, almost every time. The guy's amazing. And he's one of those, like I said, it's kind of an unsung hero kind of role because he's not going to get a lot of headlines, but he is making a huge difference on this team and a huge difference in the run game for sure.
And the team sees it too.
Yes.
2 questions in the press conferences today was about John Bates, and Dan Quinn, I literally think it's his favorite player on the team. Like, you know what I mean? The way he talks about him. So
I think they said something to Jaden like John Bates is he's kind of underrated around the league or something. And Jaden goes, he's not underrated around here. So
the other thing I want to say about
Bill
that I was impressed with that I wasn't expecting, because obviously, if he's running quick and he's making jump cuts and stuff, like that's what you're going to see on the Debo touchdown. He is the lead blocker, and he takes the guy out of the play.
That's true.
That guy doesn't even touch Debo. And that's another underrated thing, that like you need a running back that can block. I mean, he has to pick up blitzes. Cam Scatabo on the Giants took a blitz out of the play. That was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that's another. I don't
want to. But those are the things you don't see on the stat sheets, and they're making a difference, and it's those kind of details that turn a game. So anyway,
and
big kudos to the rushing team.
Stat sheets don't actually win games, but it's the nuts and bolts of what happened, in a nutshell. But it's like you said, those little things. But
great.
So
all right. So who else wants to follow up on their commandment?
I'm ready if you want.
Ready, Eddie. There's another nickname for you.
Eddie. I have a zillion of them. Eddie Spaghetti's going right now. Okay, so I was going to talk about protecting Jaden, because that was the thing that I was most concerned about. Even last year, I was his frail size, the whole thing. And a lot of the talk around has been that he's so elusive that you don't have to really worry about protecting him. But we saw it yesterday. He got sacked a couple of times, maybe 3, 2, 3 to their 2. So again, how good is our protection? I know we have a couple of big guys that we put up front now, and so we're doing a better job. But I felt like Jaden was almost like feeling like he had to run early to see how much he could get away with. And he realized pretty soon after he started doing those bursts that he was going to get hit hard. He was getting sandwiched between players. I was getting nervous. I was like thinking come on, no RG3. So did we do a good job of protecting him? I think he did a good job of protecting himself. I think the way he gets through the tackles is he finds a way to softly land. He doesn't like, to get hit solid. But there were some instances yesterday where I was concerned. So how did you guys take it? Did you feel like he was protected? Because I felt like we lacked a little bit of protection on him yesterday.
I felt like we had really good protection. And I think a couple of times Jaden was like, I held it too long. It was on me. It was on me.
I agree with you.
He's got it. They used to say, you got 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. And you got to go to the next thing. You got to look, first read, second read. you can't be back there 5-6 seconds.
Yeah.
That's way too long.
Yeah, he was most effective when he got rid of the ball quickly.
Yeah, and thank God, number 0, who got 2 sacks on him,
Brian
held
Burns.
him up. One time he brought him to the ground, but lightly. But
they were like light sacks. They both
they were light sacks, and
he didn't get like smacked.
He held the ball a little bit too long,
like Russell did.
Yeah, one of them he stood up and it was a walk-off. Like
exactly.
Right.
So one of the sacks was a busted play. He turned to do a wide receiver screen, saw that the Giants completely blew it up, turned around, and there's Brian Burns. That's what the one that you're talking about. And it was like, that's not on the protection. That was the play blew up.
The play didn't work.
He turned to run, and there's a guy in his face because that's the play. So that's one of the sacks. One of the sacks was he held it too long and said, "I'm on me." And then the third was the rookie getting blessed by Connerly getting blessed by Brian Burns. And I'll say, look, Connerly had 1 sack, 1 pressure, first game.
Yeah, not bad.
I'm not complaining about that.
Not bad.
And we talked about it, and everybody was damn talking about it. I mean, everybody. Oh, Giants D line is elite. They're gonna blow up the Commanders' O line. That's not what happened in this game.
Yeah. No,
that's not what happened.
It is not.
Like Brian Burns going against that's a premier defensive end. Okay, Connerly, first of all, has a gauntlet to start his season. Brian Burns, Micah Parsons, Max Crosby.
Right.
Holy shit. I mean, throw the kid to the fire. That's literally what's happening. So
welcome to the NFL.
You got to give him a little bit of grace, but I mean, he did pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I'm not. This is not the offensive line of 2 years ago. By any stretch.
And I was watching that Thursday night game with the Eagles and the Cowboys, and I'm like, Jalen Hurts just sits back there for days.
For days.
And you know what's crazy, Tico? I mean, and everybody, but me and whatever. Jaden had a couple moments like that where he's sitting back there.
He did.
And I was like, I've never seen this before in my lifetime. Like, I mean, he just sat back there. So Eddie, I agree with your point. I think that there's some working out. I was talking to my dad. The O-line, they got to work. They're one of the units, probably the unit that needs it the most is time to work with each other, because they're working in tandem. They're one group. They are the shield, right? They got to stick together. So they need time to figure each other out, to figure Jaden out, where he wants to be. So I think that'll take time, and it did feel a little rushed. But there were moments where I'm like, wow, this is not the O-line of years ago.
It's interesting because I saw that too, and I almost thought, and then like Jaden maybe got a little too comfortable because it was shortly after that he held onto the ball for too long. It took a sack, and I think he realized, okay, I can't hold it for that. The front line's doing well, but I can't hold it for that long.
You can admit that everybody had a little first game jitters, and everybody was kind of playing a little nervous.
Absolutely. I'm really, really looking forward to this O-line this year, though. And there is one guy that we haven't talked about yet, because we talked about Connerly. Tunsil, I guess we didn't mention, but he was good. He did let up a sack and a pressure. But I think it was the one where Brian Burns just got in for free.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Tyler Biadasz and Brandon Coleman against the 1 and 2, 1A, 1B, Chris Jones for the Chiefs and Dexter Lawrence are the 2 best D tackles in the league. Did you guys hear that guy's name at all?
Dexter Lawrence, yeah. No.
Did he record a fucking stat? Sorry, excuse my French. I mean, Brandon Coleman, this is his first year at this position. Tyler Biadasz is a veteran. He did not let up a pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, I like, you know what I mean? So I'm really feeling good about.
I'm not worried about this line. I'm not worried about. I wasn't worried about it. We were sitting there watching the game. We were off onto some philosophical conversations and political. We got into some. It was that
conversation that we probably shouldn't have.
We got to get back to the game. Yeah.
The game was so chill that it wasn't super high, it wasn't super low, but I never panicked. Remember how depressed we used to get? That's over. That's over with this team.
Yeah.
We said that last year. So last year was our year to really be like dumbfounded. But
now we're expecting it.
Yeah, we're expecting, like Bradley said, the expectations up. But I want to talk about what I said last week.
Let's talk about
was Terry, get the ball to Terry and Debo, get them rolling.
Yeah.
It didn't quite happen like fireworks.
Yeah.
But Jayden threw for 233.
Yep.
And for some reason, I don't know who's going to fix this. One day, maybe I'll fix it if they give me a chance. They take your yardage away when you get a sack. They take the passing yards away. So they kind of put him down to 212 from 233. I don't know which one gets official. But anyway, Debo, 7 for 77 yards.
And it's a rushing touchdown.
Is that my math is correct? That's like
that's great.
That's 11 yards a catch.
Yep.
Okay. Longest 21.
I had the thought that, I felt like he got real comfortable with Debo in training camp, right? I mean, obviously Terry was gone, and that might have helped his relationship with Debo, right? That really got strengthened. He and Terry will get back on track. We know that he missed him at that one point. They'll get back on track, but you really see the connection between the two of them.
And that's a good point. When he and Terry get in sync, now we got two scaries, right? Before it was like there's scary Terry, and then we're hoping the next man
and who else is going to step up?
Maybe Noah Brown can do something, right?
And he was
Noah is like solid. He's like a solid.
He's
receiver.
like the safety blanket.
He's
and
he'll always
reliable.
go down in history for that Hail Mary last year. But Noah's good. I'm not worried about this team right now. You know, the rookie, what's the rookie's name? The wide receiver. Jalen. But they brought up another guy, Chris Moore.
Yeah.
He wasn't even on the roster.
I think he only had one catch, but it was a beautiful catch.
Beautiful catch,
for 34 yards.
Yeah. So I'm
happy with the receivers.
My thing with the receivers is you see it all across the board, just knocking the rust off. We had a couple drops. Debo dropped one. Zach dropped one. Jalen Lane dropped one, and then came back and got his first down right off the bat. People are getting into rhythm. And we see that with Jayden too. I mean, he did not look his sharpest. There were some balls behind him, right? Like it's like is it a drop? Was it not a great pass?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Tico and I love to argue about that.
Because Donnie last year was like, if it gets near his hands, it should be a catch. And like one ball was like right on somebody's fingertips. It's like I was telling Donnie, there's nothing to grab.
Right.
He calls it fingertips. I said through his hands.
Is a mulligan. It is.
That's what I love about Jayden, though, is even when he misses,
he's still smiling.
Sometimes catchable.
Yeah.
I don't know. Zach Ertz made a great catch that was like this.
Yeah.
It was like,
behind him.
He was like, that wasn't a great pass.
That's a professional receiver's catch. I mean?
Yeah. So I think everybody's kind of knocking the rust off. But here's the thing about Jayden. You still see like that the 34-yard pass to Chris Moore. There's like 4 guys in the league that can make that throw on the run down the field. And then like he has one where he's rolling out and he throws across his body to Debo. Like, we got that guy, you guys.
We got that guy.
And he missed one to Terry again.
That was the bomb. That would have been Terry. That might have been a touchdown.
Terry's game.
That might have been a touchdown.
And 233, like people are talking like, oh, Jayden didn't look too 233. I mean, what? And that one pass that's the 300-yard game right there.
Yeah.
Against a very stout, difficult defense.
Exactly.
Like the Giants.
Right.
Yeah.
So everybody was hyping the Giants.
Everybody was.
They never showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they did. They held us to 21 instead of 44.
They did.
We could have won by 30.
Yeah, we could have.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So that kind of goes with the whole offense. We basically just talked about the whole offense. The penalties was a problem. Yeah. But again, that's part of the rust. My commandment was about the defense, and that's who showed up in this game.
Oh my God.
Like lights out. So I'll start us off with my commandment, which was about the DBs. And guys, a little bit about me. I played running back a little bit in when I played football. I played for 3 seasons, and I played running back and I played corner.
Yeah. Is that Pee Wee?
Pee Wee, yeah. And I played flag, but well, I know I played in middle school. So anyway, I played corner, and I'll tell you. So I got a little bit of a soft spot for corners because I love a corner. I love a good cornerback, and we have not had one here in a long time, guys. We really haven't. The last one I can remember like really rooting for was Josh Norman. And he had like a season with us that he was good. But we have two now. Oh my God, is it fun to watch these guys play? Marshawn Lattimore against Malik Neighbors, 1 catch for 7 yards. Guys, that is crazy. You guys, that is crazy. Marshawn Lattimore looked like that guy.
Yeah.
He got a penalty for throwing a dude down. He's fighting guys already. I love that fire. It got to get cleaned up, but I love the fire. I love when a DB is in your hip pocket and looks back, knocks the ball away.
Yes. It's a beautiful play. Yeah.
And then you got the rookie on the other side, Trey Amos. Did the damn same thing. He's in Malik Neighbors' hip pocket, looks around, boom, knocks that ball away. Seatbelt. Put that seatbelt on. I love it. I love it. And Trey Amos, he got beat on a play. It was like a 6-yard gain. He had a pulling penalty too, but they didn't target him that much because they couldn't. I mean, and then we got the DBs in the back, the safeties. Quan Martin had a pick that got called back.
Oh, that was beautiful,
man.
That was beautiful.
I'm bummed about that. Quan, God, I want Quan to make a Pro Bowl this year, and I think he's got it. But you need interceptions to do that. And that was number one.
Plenty of games left.
Bummer. And then Will Harris, you guys. Will Harris was all over the damn field.
He was flying around.
He
was flying around.
He was hitting people. He knocked the ball out from Russ. Put his helmet on the ball. That's how they teach you.
Right.
You hit hard. You put your helmet on the ball. That jars that shit loose. He had a play against one of their smaller wide receivers where he comes up and smacks him, and the dude turns around. He's running, right? That collision, he didn't move another inch forward. Sometimes you get hit and you fall forward. That dude fell backwards.
Yeah.
I mean, Will Harris was flying around, and then Jeremy Reeves got on the field for a low amount of snaps, but his one hit, he came in flying in. Guy caught it, turned around, boop, there goes the ball. No catch, incomplete pass.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, I'm really excited about these DB room.
Nothing like last year.
Nothing like last year. I mean, last year was such a strong year, and yet we had that defense was always felt like a weak link. I don't think it's going to feel like that this year.
It didn't feel like, and let's temper it with it was the Giants.
It was the Giants.
Yeah. But this is a new Giants team. Everything is new.
Yeah.
Everything is new every year. I mean,
so we also spent the first year developing Jaden in the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Quinn is a defensive coach, and we saw what he was able to do in Dallas. Okay, Dallas had a really strong defense when he was running it.
Yeah,
and it was a problem for us.
Yeah,
at least one game out of every 2. So I think we're in good hands now, and now we've got Peters and him putting together a team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what
last thing I want to say about the defense here, because I think that a lot of the talking heads, as we've talked about, have been talking, and this is what I've heard the entire week. The Giants are the worst team in the league. Oh my God, they're back to being the Giants. And I love that take, because a week ago they were saying the Giants could sneak the Commanders. Look out for the sophomore slump. So it's just like, I love the narratives. And this is where you look at. We'll talk about the Giants and we'll talk about what the Commanders. Last year, first game of the season, Malik Neighbors, 10 receptions, 127 yards. Okay? Same O-line,
right?
Same player, different quarterback, improved quarterback. Everybody was saying, right? Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl. Daniel Jones is trash, right? Second game versus 9 catches, 59 yards and a touchdown. A little bit worse, right?
Except he did get the touch.
Except he did get the touchdown. And I think he was hurt that. And then let's see. Today, 5 catches, 72 yards. Yeah, not a bad day, but not better than they did last year. And 2 of those catches were against our backup corner, who came in for 2 plays. And then because we got winded.
Who you
And
talking
then-
about? Igbenogany or
Igbenogany.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that everybody's talking about, right? Oh, their O-line is terrible. It's the same damn O-line as last year. And guess what? We had our shit rocked by the run game last year. They ran all
I was going to say
over us.
that. You read my mind. Did you hear Tracy's name mentioned at all?
He had 27 yards rushing.
Wow.
27 on 10 attempts. That's 2.7 an attempt. You guys, everybody's saying the Giants suck. The Giants. This is the same team that we played last year. So is it the Giants suck or did we get better?
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. Yeah. And guess how many yards they had on the ground? 74.
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson had 40.
Right.
Right. So that leaves 34, right?
Yeah.
That leaves 34 for their running backs.
He had more than all the other running backs combined.
Yep.
I'm just sick of people pushing a specific narrative and not looking at what the actual like we have the stats.
Well, that's human nature.
It's the
People
same
like to
team
make up
or
stories
better.
that
I mean, it's it's supposedly a slightly improved version of last year's team, right?
So I'm just look, it is, you're right. It is the Giants. The Giants don't have a great O-line. They didn't have a great O-line last year and we played like trash. And, this year we took advantage of a bad offensive line.
Can we give some love to Deron?
Yeah.
Can we give Deron Payne some love?
And
he looks like a beast.
Yeah.
He's trimmed down. He looks like he's ripped.
Jacked. Working.
And last week I talked about another man who I said looked like a absolute demon, a monster. The biggest dude I've ever seen, Javon Kinlaw. Did you not see that man throwing people around?
Yeah.
I mean, that guy looks like the biggest player on the field.
He's 6'. He's like 6'6".
He's massive.
6'6",
320.
Yeah. So that's a big man.
That's a big
family.
So what kind of commandments do we have this week?
Yeah. So we definitely putting a bow on this game against the Giants.
A nice shiny bow.
A nice shiny bow. We win and we look towards the future. Mm-hmm. And it's a quick future, Tico.
It's quick. It's on us.
Turnaround.
It's on us.
So we play a team in the Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
That looked really good in their first week.
They did.
They beat the shit out of a division opponent, much like we did, with a little bit less rust, I would say. But against the Lions, who again, I talked to my dad. I was like, look, the Lions are a great team, but they don't do well when they're trailing, and they looked bad. I mean, we made them look bad when they were trailing.
That's
true.
You
know we rocked them last year. We rocked them.
They've lost 2 games in a row.
They fell behind early in both of those games. So it's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I will say Green Bay did look good. They got our friend Michael Parsons. So
they sure do.
We were gonna see him twice a year. We only got to see him once this year, but it's early.
Upside.
It's early. Let me ask you guys this. Did anybody else watch that game?
I saw parts of it.
Parts of it. Okay. Okay. So let's go through, and I like what you said, Tico. Let's go through and let's get our commandments and let's get out of here.
Okay.
I'm saying build on last week and score 30. Thou shalt build on last week and score 30.
Yeah. Which is a much harder task against this Green Bay defense that looks top 5 in the league right now. I mean, they held Gibbs to under 50 yards, who is one of the best running backs in the league. And the Lions, who have one of the best O-lines in the league and want to run the ball. So that was a very impressive feat. This D-line of the Green Bay Packers, plus Michael Parsons, is very good. Rashawn Gary is up there. They have another first round pick on that D-line. They do a really good job stopping the run. And I'll say this about us though. They don't, Green Bay didn't have to worry about Jared Goff last week.
Yeah.
Right.
Our rushing attack is so much more diverse than the Lions. We have Debo coming across the formation. Are they going to hand it off to him? Nope. Are they going to hand it off to Bill? Nope. It's Jaden. So they got people to worry about. So it's not one dimensional like the Lions. The Lions hand it off to Gibbs and hope that he can do the rest. And the Green Bay jumped all over it.
And there's another point I'll make if you're finished with that. To Tico's point, right? So he wants to build and score 30. Is that what you said?
Yep.
And you're right. Tougher defense. However, if we can cut back on some of those penalties and mistakes, it's very doable. I think that's the key to scoring, to getting up to 30 points. And I think I like that as a commander.
Yeah. Like last week, their blemish on the defense is their secondary. They got a really good safety in Xavier McKinney. McKinney, much like Javon Hargrave, or sorry, whatever the safety is in New York, but their corners are unknowns. Shall we go with that?
Okay. Good.
So I think we could pass the ball on that.
Jaden can take advantage of that.
Yep. I'll go next.
All right.
Because it's the same as last week, gentlemen. Again, I'm so excited about this secondary that I just want to watch them all game long. I almost want us to just score over and over and over just so we can get back on defense. I'm really enjoying watching our defense. But their wide receivers, they don't have Malik Neighbors on their team. They don't have Justin Jefferson. They don't have that guy, CeeDee Lamb, that you're keying on. And we did that last week, and we did a good job of taking him out of the game. But the Giants had nobody else. The Green Bay team, they don't have that number one, but they spread the ball around. They've got wide receivers, Romeo Doubs, who is no slouch. He's not that household name, but he is a good player. They got a rookie named Matthew Golden, who ran the fastest 40 last year. They've got Jalen Reed, Devontae Wicks. These are all guys that caught the ball a lot last week, all of them. So they kind of got this versatile passing attack where they don't got that number one receiver, but they got a lot of dudes. And I think I'm not sure if that's going to be a positive for our team, or is it going to be a struggle? Because last week, all we had to do is key on one guy. This week, we have to worry about all of them.
Yeah.
So what's your commandment?
Yeah. So I want to see some I want to see some individual performances, right? I want to see guys matched up on dudes and winning. So thou shalt win your individual one-on-one matchups.
Got it.
Good one.
Nice.
Got it.
In the
That's a good
in
one.
the secondary.
Got it.
Well, I can build on that then, because mine's also kind of on the defensive side. You talked a lot about how well the D line did, and I was really impressed with them. Keep it up. Again, build on what we did last week, like Tico said.
Nice.
But that D line, here's one of the things I loved when they were getting the pressure on Russell. And yeah, they only sacked him twice, right? But Russell Wilson's an elusive quarterback too. He hasn't lost that ability, except that they would just close that pocket in around him, And so he, a lot of times he had the opportunity to get rid of the ball, but he was throwing terrible passes. If they can get the same kind of pressure on Jordan Love and not let him escape, because he's elusive, but get that pressure on him, so he's got to make some quick and hopefully bad decisions. Throw the ball fast, throw the ball before he's ready to, not in his stand, all those things that either lead to an incomplete pass or, even better yet, an interception.
And he's thrown some interceptions too last year. He's not like Jaden Daniels. He doesn't like take care of the ball like some of these. He can throw an interception or two.
Good. So I'm sorry, I was going to say, so thou shalt put the pressure on Jordan Love to the point where he makes some mistakes. And I'd like to see at least one of those mistakes be an interception.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
finish your point.
And this O-line is better than we saw last week. But they're not world breakers. They're not world beaters. This O-line is good, not great. Let's go there.
Okay.
Eddie,
take us away.
Just leave me nothing to
wrap it up. We got nothing left.
No, I do. I think
special teams. I don't know.
Talked, mostly it was a very defensive talk, which I love, and I'm very proud of the defense. But I'm going to say thou shalt score furiously, fast, and often.
Yeah,
thou shalt score.
Okay.
The thing I felt like was we're going to have to catch Parsons off guard. We can't give him time to get to Jaden. So if we start, moving the ball offensively, and it could be runs, it could be options, it's going to be all of that. But if everything is just taken to a point where it's more aggressive, I felt like we were a little cautious. And I think this defense that we're going up against, we can take an air assault. I want to see an aerosol quickly, like right down the field, play one, like go and get the momentum. And I love the hurry up offense that they were doing.
I did too. I do too.
The fact that they never had a chance to breathe. You see them scrambling around, the Giants. So that's what I'm saying. Score often, score early, and aggressive attack.
I think that's a great one, Eddie. You know, I see this game. It's weird because Thursday night games are usually low scoring. You know, that's just how Thursday night games have gone in the past. So we'll see what happens on this game, but I could see it going a similar way of like the Cincinnati game Monday night last year, where we have to score more than them. You know what I mean, to win the game.
Yeah. It's going to be back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, but both those teams had bad defenses last year, Cincinnati and us. So,
right.
So if our defense really is that much improved, and if their defense is that good, then we'll see, man. This is I think that this is a really, this is a game that both teams are looking at as, what the hell do we got? Do we have Super Bowl in the future? Are we playoff teams? You know what I mean? Like, because both these teams are definitely gonna, or not definitely, but do have Super Bowl aspirations and have playoff expectations.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I think that this is a game on the calendar that both teams have circled as, this is our test.
Yeah. You said it perfectly. That's exactly
sorry.
No, it's okay. Because great minds and all. But I think because I'm thinking, like I'm worried about this game. Green Bay's clearly a good, strong team. I got a lot of respect for that quarterback.
Coaching staff is great.
And now they got Micah. But Green Bay's thinking the same thing about us. They're like, Washington's a contender right now. This is a tough team. Nobody's taking us for granted anymore.
No,
they're looking at the calendar going, oh shit, we got Washington next week.
So they got to play us.
They got to play us.
So how do we wrap this thing up so we can get on out of here and let the people go to bed and go to their jobs and stuff like that?
We make our picks.
Okay. You know who I got? I got the Commanders. I'm 30-14.
Is there a reason we have W's behind our heads?
It's funny. I was thinking about this game a lot because I'm just 30-14. Wow,
I know.
That's a strong prediction. I don't know, man. The Green Bay looked really good last week, but here's the thing that I tell myself. We play really good against good teams.
True.
Like Jaden Daniels has that kind of switch in him that when he turns it on, no one can stop him. And I just think that that's kind of where this game is headed in my head, is like, damn, Green Bay maybe punches us fast, and maybe we get off to a little bit of a slow start. We're still knocking off the rust. And Jaden comes in that fourth quarter and just is unstoppable and can't be beaten. And I think that that's where we get the dub. I was really between, man, do we lose this game? Do we win this game? I don't really know. I think it could go in either way. I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch.
I agree.
I think we're going to get out of it with the W and be 2-0.
All right. All right. Yeah. Eddie, what you think?
I got to go with the win also. I guess my only concern is that, if we're going to have a loss going into Lambeau against a team that's highly ranked right now. I think we're ranked, 8th power ranking right now?
Somewhere I mean, what power ranking are we talking about? Because there's everybody has one.
Yeah. But I've always liked Green Bay as a team, especially because of the Aaron days. But I really like what Jordan Love does, and I think he's a really good kid that you'd want to have, leading a new era for Green Bay. So I'm really excited about that matchup and seeing it. I also have a very close feeling about Green Bay. One of the guys I used to work with for 20 years lived and grew up right in Green Bay. Walks away from Lambeau.
Wow.
And he passed away about 2 years ago. And it was tough because he called me and said we were supposed to go to the game. And he was so sick that I was going to go see him, during that time frame 2 years ago. So anyway,
shout out to
kind of cool, but I have a love for that team. I love the fact that Lombardi, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Part of the Redskins as well, right?
That's right. He sure was. Yeah.
So it has a lot of history there. This is going to be a great matchup. I would be fine with a tie.
And what's crazy is like we've been seeing some playoff matches in the first couple weeks of the season. The Ravens and the Bills, was a playoff matchup. I think Tampa Bay
and just for the sake of time, let's wrap it on up as quick as possible
this could be a playoff matchup.
It sure could, because I was going to say, if I didn't have a horse in this race, I'd want to see this game anyway. I mean, this is the game. This is the game you want to see, right? And Jaden, and now I think the whole team, they perform well under the spotlight. I think they like the spotlight. They like the national television
to match your opponent. Absolutely. Same thing in golf,
Well, and just the Thursday night nationally televised game. They feed off it now. So
did we all get our commandments? Everybody got their commandments?
We got them.
It'll be a fun one. Let's get out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's a wrap for this episode of Command West. We hope you had just as much fun listening as we did, bringing you the latest and the greatest on the Burgundy and Gold. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like us, and tune in next week. Peace.
See ya.